Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about inverses. Not going to talk too much about it. Um, you have to be able to graph a function in its inverse, and that's pretty easy. All you have to do is put in the regular function and go to the table and swap all the x's and y's. Switch their places and graph. So it shouldn't be too bad. But the most difficult one is the changing it over, finding its inverse if you're given an equation. So what you do is you just basically, it's called a flow chart, but you just tell me what you're going to do with x. So for instance, if I gave you x and I said, what would you do with it first? Well, hopefully you would say I would subtract 3. Then I would take the square root. Okay, then I would multiply by 2 and then add 7. And that will give you y. Okay, well, remember, you're going back the other direction. So you set y equal to x, and then you just write the opposites of everything you just wrote down here. So I'm going to subtract 7, divide by 2. Then oh my gosh, this is such a mess. I'm going to square something, and then I'm going to add 3. And that will give me my new y. Well, the cool thing is these directions down here at the bottom tell you exactly what to do. It says start with x, subtract 7, whatever you have, divide by 2, then square it, and then add 3. And that's exactly what it is. And that's the inverse. Again, the inverse is shown with a little teeny 1. That means inverse. So you'd see y to negative 1, you'll see f to the negative 1, like that. That means inverse. Okay, so those both mean the same thing, and this would be the inverse. Now, what do you do if you were doing it algebraically? Like, you don't want to do the flowchart, you have to do it with algebra. I like the flowchart myself because it works with every single function, but if you want to use it algebraically, this is what you would do. You make this into y equals. Okay, write the problem. And then you do exactly what they do with functions. They swap places. Okay, y and x swap places. And then you would try to get to y. So what would I do first? Well, here I would subtract 7. Okay. Then I would divide by 2. And again, I can't do any of this math because I don't know what x is. So okay, then I would square both sides. Okay, so now I have x minus 7 all over 2 squared equals y minus 3, and then all I have to do is add all I have to do is add 3, and I'm done. I'm home free. Okay, so you can do it either way. I mean, it's just you can do it the algebra way, or you can do it the switching or doing the flowchart. Either way, it gives you the same answer. See, you have this one. If I go back